We have no student representative, so we will move on from that. We do have a change in the student representative for next year, and I'll get with the board after the meeting on that. Consent agenda. Chair will take a motion.
I'll make a motion. We accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That passes. Staff recognition, employee recognition. Dr. Underwood.
As you all well know,
Microphone.
I failed to use the microphone on many occasions, so my apologies. But we also recognize those, since we are in the field of education, for those that reach upper level degrees. And we have another employee, staff member with us tonight that has earned the designation of doctor, and we would love to recognize her and then do a photo op with her as well. And that is Dr. Ivy Nelson.
Wow. That's heavy. It doesn't seem that long ago when you were quizzing me for your.
Yes, interviewing you. I think that was my first class, so it probably was a while.
Been a while.
Thank you.
We got to get you with.
Yeah, the end. Oh,
With the
okay.
envelope.
Yes, be official.
To be official. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on all your hard work,
Thank you.
Dr. Nelson.
That was nice. Got it.
That was actually,
It was, yeah.
So your doctorate is in.
Educational leadership. And my dissertation topic was the experiences that supported or hindered female K-12 change technology.
well, congratulations. Very happy for you.
And what a role model for your kids to see that mom works hard and puts in the extra time. So great job. Now you guys got to take that next step as well.
And we can see you're so excited to be here. So mom and children, bye-bye. Thanks for coming. And, once again, we just wanted to really appreciate all you do.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. You can stay if you want, but it looks like your kids are ready to go. Report of the superintendent, health services program evaluation. That's you, but I think we're waiting on technology again.
I'll introduce you, Miss Sullivan. This is Gretchen Sullivan, our supervisor of health services, and she's here this evening to tell us about our health services program and update us. She did a survey and has some results of that, and going to tell us about all the wonderful things that her crew is doing for our district. So it's my pleasure to introduce her. Thank you.
Wait, are you ready to put it on screen? We have a technology guy here. And not just any technology guy, we have the technology guy.
So how about the Royals?
I don't know. She said, I don't know.
You're going over.
26 and something.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now you're officially on.
Now I'm officially on. Thank you. Belton School District Health Services Program Evaluation. Okay. All right, you can go to the next slide, please.
Okay, the health services program provides school nursing services. School nurses support and advocate for student health, focusing on wellness promotion, illness prevention, and maintenance of chronic health conditions at school. We have a great team of nurses in Belton. I truly care for each and every one of them. It's an honor to be the supervisor. School nursing is far more independent than the clinical setting. Nurses often work alone because they're the only health professional in a building full of educators and students. Next slide, please. Health and learning truly go hand in hand. This slide illustrates the National Association of School Nurses framework for the 21st century school nursing practice. It is aligned with the whole school, whole community, whole child model that calls for a collaborative approach to learning and health. Central to the framework is the student-centered care, and then surrounding the students, family, and school community are overlapping key principles of care coordination, which includes case management, meeting with families to collaborate with physicians and write health plans, leadership. School nurses advocate for student health, educate staff, and are the health leaders in the school setting. Quality improvement through documentation, data collection and analysis, research, professional development, and evaluations such as this one. And community and public health. The nurses help families locate access to care. And we have a great community or a partnership with the Cass Community Health Department even before the pandemic. So that's wonderful. Next slide, please. A nurse in the Belton School District is responsible for understanding and coordinating the health needs from anywhere from 300 to 1,400 students in her care, depending on the building that she's in. And then this slide shows different services that are provided by the nursing staff, adherence to strict policy or district policies, compliance with immunization requirements, emergency first aid treatment for serious injuries and life-threatening events that happen at school, acute care for symptoms of headache, nausea, so forth, assist staff with health emergencies, such as chest pain, heart palpitation, or workman's comp events, coordinate with the cafe staff about student food allergies, create and implement individual health plans, provide hearing and vision screenings, and work with other district staff on 504s and IEPs. Next slide, please. I put together some health room statistics from the last several years. As you can see, there are over 45,000 health room visits each year. The majority of these visits, the students remain at school, which shows the value of the nurse in the school setting. There's a lot of health room visits. 18,000 of those were to administer medications so far this year. And then screenings and other things. You can, next slide. This report, or these numbers are the health concerns reported by parents over the last few years. The total, well, there's approximately 4,500 students in the school district. And this year there were 3,349 health concerns reported by parents. And that's not one for one because some students have multiple health concerns, but I just thought I'd point that out. And then it's broken down, the 225 with food allergies, 525 with asthma, 582 with mental health diagnoses. You can go to the next slide. Diagnosis, sorry, yes, sorry. Then this next kind of breaks that down, the different diagnoses for mental health, which you can see ADHD is the majority of the cases, but there are anxiety and depressive disorders and other mental health concerns. Yes.
Quick question on the ADHD. Can you talk us through what a visit like that would be, like what exactly that entails?
For a student with ADHD, typically they may take a daily medication, and that would be a visit in the
Okay.
health room
Okay.
to administer the medication and monitor for any side effects, and to educate the teacher perhaps on, you know, what to look for, how they may react and so forth. But,
Okay. Thank you.
yep. Next slide. We are fortunate to have a strong staff retention in the district. This is a program strength, which translates to continuity of care for the students. The nurses are dedicated and have intimate knowledge of their students' health history due to supporting them and their families over many years. And this knowledge is invaluable. Next slide. Program strengths, I mentioned 4 of our district nurses are nationally certified school nurses and have the NCSN credential. A nationally certified school nurse is board certification, or the NCSN is a board certification in school nursing. It's a formal recognition of advanced knowledge, competence, and a personal commitment to excellence in the specialty practice of school nursing on behalf of the better health and education of school-aged children. To earn the NCSN, a registered nurse must demonstrate a high level of education, clinical practice experience, and knowledge. To maintain the NCSN credential, nurses must complete a documented minimum of 75 continuing education units for recertification every 5 years. 6 of our nurses are American Heart Association Heart Saver First Aid CPR trainers. 4 are Stop the Bleed instructors. Another strength for the program is the community partnerships that we have with Missouri Health and Department of Health and Senior Services, Cass County Health Department, Children's Mercy, the Belton's Lions Club, Oracle Health Foundation's Healthy Kids Screenings, Giving the Basics is donated personal hygiene products, Cass Career Center, Missouri Association of School Nurses, and more. Next slide, please. Okay, so recent changes to the health services program. Last year, we implemented the Project Adam Heart Safe School designation. So Project Adam was started by a family whose son Adam died of a sudden cardiac arrest during a basketball game. And emergency services were called, but he wasn't able to receive the shock from the defibrillator that would have saved his life. So they started this program. And with the help of Children's Mercy, the Belton schools all became heart safe schools. And that means that the school has, we have AEDs in all the schools. It means that each school has a cardiac emergency response team and a written cardiac emergency response plan, and that we practice by doing cardiac emergency drills at least once a year. So it's something pretty cool. New this year, we do also have Rescue Missouri, which is an asthma emergency medication program that is for Missouri Public Schools. And then in this spring, BSD was selected to participate in the Missouri Kids Teams project, where we review infection prevention and control practices and create and implement an action plan for prevention of communicable diseases. I'm also going to talk about some opportunities for growth. A safety initiative for best practice staffing would be to staff registered nurses in each building. That would be an opportunity for growth. The RN license requires the education needed for managing hundreds of student health concerns, and it allows a nurse to practice without direct on-site supervision. Also, the American Academy of Pediatrics and the National and Missouri Associations of School Nurses recommend a minimum of 1 registered nurse per school building as best practice for health and safety. Another opportunity for growth would be to procurement of software for health management, for an electronic health record. Many local school districts that use Power School use a program called SNAP, but there are other ones. So, and then another opportunity for growth would be improved communication between the program and you and staff, because we do a lot of great things in the health services department, and I'm not sure that we're always communicating it as well as we should. So, next slide. To finish up, we did send out surveys to staff, students, and parents. There were 103 staff that participated, 433 students, and then only 9 parents. But you can look through these results and see that the questions were about the if the program was beneficial to our mission for educating students, and most all of them are positive. Adequate funding is available, is like mid 2 or 3.5, 2.9 out of 5. And then the last slide, overall program rating, 4.2 out of 5 and 4.6 out of 5. And that's all I have.
The question going back to the certified response team, which is, I think, a great thing. And you talked about the child that had something during a basketball game.
Yeah.
Is that certified response team there in the evenings, or is that not necessary because we have EMS on?
Well, that's a good question. It's not necessarily the team that would be available if there was an outside group. Well, I guess you're not asking about that specifically, but an outside group might be told that we have AEDs, and then here is a plan for if, and making sure that they're conspicuous so that people would see them and know that they're there. But the coaches are all trained on cardiac, on CPR. And I have had this year custodians who've asked to be trained in CPR and even be on some of the teams. So it might not be the exact same people that have signed up to be on the team that are there during the school day, but I would bet that there would be some people that would. Yeah.
Are they also trained on AEDs? You're saying CPR, but is it both AED and CPR?
Well, so yes, the AED, so the goal in our drills is within 3 minutes from saying code AED on the walkie to the team grabbing the AED, calling 911, and then delivering the shock within 3 minutes. So that's the goal. And so it's both, because when you discover the person that's unconscious, you'll start CPR and you'll be doing that, and then until your team member that brings the AED, and then you'll hook that up. And if a shock is advised, then you'll give it. And then EMS will come and take over. And if you get that shock delivered within 3 minutes and they needed that, then that could be what saves their life. So.
Right. I've been there, done that. But
Yeah.
I just wondered about the coaches and stuff like that. When you're saying they're CPR trained, are they also AED trained?
Yes.
Do we not?
Yes.
We do them together all the time.
Yes,
Right.
it's part of the same instruction.
Okay.
Is CPR AED. And actually the AEDs that we have are they're made for people that don't have the CPR training. You turn it on and it tells you what to do. So
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Any questions, anyone? All righty. Thank you.
Thank you
It's
for what
important
you
that
do.
you bring that to us, and we appreciate you.
thank you.
And like everyone else, you're welcome to go home as well. We completely get that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Be careful. We might need AED later. because we're gonna do budget. So here we go. All right. Budget update. Do I need to get my ticker fixed right now?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. You have a new budget grid from the one we gave you in April. Again, not a lot of information other than you can compare back to previous years and see where we're at. We talked about the revenue situation a little bit last month, but I want to remind you and talk through where we're at in the budgeting process, because there's not a lot of change here, but what you have is FY22 actual, FY23 actual. You have the approved FY24 budget, which we brought that to you in March, was that amendment. Now, we are actually working in 2 budget years concurrently. And because my business manager is incredible with spreadsheets, 24 is tied to 25. And we know that we talk about that every year. Our starting point for 25 in actuality would be where 24 ends. So we're at that point where we are getting past the purchasing deadlines. And if you think back when I talked to you about reserves, every time we talk about that percentage in reserves, that is a percentage if everybody spends every dollar out of every account. So what that means in this time of year is when we get past those purchasing deadlines, any money that's going to be spent out of this fiscal year has been allocated, and what's left over can now be pulled back in to help create that starting point for FY25. So that is typically, historically, let's say, been 2 to 3% that is just not spent. So that'll give us a better starting point than what we have been projecting, but we want to be very conscious about that. We know if you think back to those graphs that I give, and I'll bring the graphs out in June, but think about that pie graph. 80% of our revenues come from 3 sources: from our local tax dollars, our Prop C, and our basic formula dollars. Okay. This is not a reassessment year in the county. And as homeowners, we're all glad of that, but it's not a reassessment year. So we got a big jump if you look from 23 into 24, roughly between current and delinquent, say 1.2 million. We historically see an increase in personal property and new construction, but we're being very cautious on the revenue sides about what that's going to be, because we also have looming over our heads is the property tax freeze for seniors, and actually how that's going to be implemented, how many people are signing up, what are those numbers going to be. So we're being very cautious with our projections. I do expect to see an increase in local taxes. What that is, not really sure how that's going to play out. We've been in communication with the county. A lot of question marks still out there about how this is going to be implemented. So I want to throw that out there. Other than that, the changes you're seeing, if you see through there, it again will be the revenue issues we've talked about. It'll also be maybe we're getting more revenue in FY24 than what we're expecting. So that'll bump up FY25, what we'll project FY25 revenue, or it could be the inverse. If we're going to get a little less money in one area for 24 than what we thought, that Sheila's are pulling those numbers down now, and we'll project out a little less in FY25. Again, we like to be conservative with revenues, figure in a little high on expenditures. I'd rather play budget safe than be overly aggressive and come back to you in late June and go, I have no idea what just happened. We didn't get the revenues we thought we were going to get. That being said, June 6th, timing makes a difference. We move that meeting up to June 6th. So we're going to have a little less information. That week in June will make a little bit of difference. We'll have a little less information for that. So really the biggest changes are going to come at that June 26th, 27th meeting, that last month. We ought to have good information there. We're just looking at the calendar, because the last day we could get payments on this fiscal year then will be that Friday. That's the 28th. That'll be the last business day of the fiscal year. So some years, if you remember back, and it's not your world, so you may not want to do that. But if we have a June 22nd meeting as our last, well, we could have 4 or 5 days that we could get in revenue from the state. And a lot of it's sped funding, to be real honest. It's high needs funds. It's anything we claim for reimbursement. So that can always change. So just remember, whatever we bring to you is our best guess until we get that ASBR. Then in that, what is the first meeting in August? We have the ASBR. Yeah. So it fluctuates. I'm open to any questions. I may not have a lot of answers tonight, but if you have questions for me, please don't hesitate to either ask. I'll write them down, or call me, email me, and I'll try to get answers as best I can out to the group.
No questions? Thank you, sir. All right, legislative update. Yeah,
As you are aware, Senate Bill 727 by our governor. So we are starting to go through what that means. And so Bessie sent out currently do not. We changed days to declaration days to recall pandemic. I believe our days, Dr. oversees our, I believe we're at either 65 or 60, yes, 65 days. Add 4 days, we'll school calendar, which is not normal, but this law takes effect if we do not hurt the district, if we did not make that adjustment. So therefore, that will require, I need to shake it.
Yeah.
That's on.
So we will look to continue to see what other variables there are in regard to. Now, the one positive is that we can increase the potential for early childhood. Initially, or right now, we've been at a 4% cap as far as the number of students that we could allow into early childhood for average daily attendance purposes. That will go to 8%. And so we could look to increase that number for this next year as well. So those are the two almost immediate items that would be affected by that. So some could argue positive or negative on the first, and then the opportunity that we could provide additional spaces for kids would may cause us to have to look at creating some space like we've talked about at Yoakum for early childhood if we could identify those students. Of course, they do have to qualify based on socioeconomics as well.
okay.
And we still do have a little bit of time left in the legislative session. So
About 3 days,
could there be anything else that
2 days.
happens? Yes, there
2 today and
today
tomorrow.
and tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah, 6
that's it.
o'clock tomorrow evening, I believe, is unless the governor calls a special session for any particular reason.
So I have a dumb question. When you say
No such
165 to 169, you mean the kids need to go to school 4 more days a year? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, and we'll need to do that prior to printing the calendar. So we're going to have to make that decision pretty quick.
Yes, I will
Probably
surprise
next
Dr.
meeting.
Jones tomorrow because I just learned it this afternoon. So
Are we going to take teacher days away and zone 2? Yeah, there you go. Are we going to take teacher days away, or do you know yet?
we'll probably have to look at our collaboration days that we added during the pandemic. If not, we would probably be going past Memorial Day into June. And I mean, we've got one or the other that we would probably have to look at. So I think that, and we're already limited by statute. We cannot start any earlier than what we do because that was passed
4 years ago,
something
3
like
years
that.
ago, somewhere there.
So we can't start earlier. And I mean, we could look at other potential days. We did go obviously more days prior to the pandemic. So it's not like we've never done that, but it will be an adjustment for our staff.
Correct. Okay. Any other questions on the legislative? No comment. Please get with the calendar. I'd like to have that on the next meeting if that's possible, so that we can get that done before printing.
So we'll try to do that. Obviously, we're here in the last little bit. I would like our calendar committee to come back together, which
Yep.
would involve all buildings. And so we'll hopefully have that done prior to June 6th. And yeah.
I mean, we need to make that an effort.
Yep.
So, okay. All righty. New business, MSBA policy first reading. Dr. Underwood. Any of these something out of the ordinary for us? Microphone.
My fingers.
There it is.
There we go. There we go. No, initially I've reviewed these, nothing really out of anything that jumps out at me in regards to policies and adjustments. MSBA obviously looks through reviews and I mean, I have nothing here that's of any concern to make any changes other than what they recommended.
Okay.
Obviously, we'll have the month to review.
Right, it's first reading.
We did share these out. HR's had some of these. I've shared out with different groups to look at, as obviously they're more the expert even than I, but I looked through them all and then, yeah, nothing to report of concern.
Anything on your end, Ms. Brown? Nope. Okay. Chair will accept a
I'll
motion.
make a motion that we approve the first reading of the MSBA policies.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the first reading of the MSBA policies as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay. Sorry, nay.
Okay.
And Mr. President, I would point out, Suburban Conference, we are having conversations about visitors to district property. There's been a few incidents that have happened this last school year. If you guys recall, Blue Springs had an incident here recently. North Kansas City had one back in the winter. And there's some conversation about having metal detectors at all mass events for Suburban Conference contests, as we have people coming in and there's been weapons and other issues. And so, so that has been a beginning conversation piece as a conference. Obviously, we're a part of that conference as a whole. And so, and we've looked at some of that honestly already as a possibility. You never want to think it's you. You never want to believe it's you or think that people have weapons. But
There is.
the irony is that we'd probably be surprised of what people carry on their person. And so those conversations did arise this past month. And obviously there's a policy talking about people that could be a change.
Okay. Employment certified personnel.
Yes, we have some new hires for you this evening. The administration asked the board to approve the employment of the following certified personnel as presented.
Motion to approve the employment of certified personnel as presented.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and 2 seconds to approve the employment of certified personnel as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Want to pause there that way, just in case. Employment, non-certified personnel.
Yes, the administration asked the board to approve the employment of the following non-certified personnel as presented.
Motion to approve the, sorry. Motion to approve the employment of non-certified personnel as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the employment of non-certified personnel as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. Employment, B schedule personnel.
The administration asked the board to approve the employment of the following B scheduled personnel as presented.
Motion to approve the employment of B scheduled personnel as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the employment of B schedule personnel as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. Employment, summer school personnel.
Yes, lots of summer school personnel. The administration asked the board to approve the summer school certified personnel as presented.
Motion to approve the summer school certified as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the first list for summer school certified personnel as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. The second list.
Second one, and Mr. Daniels, you'll want to abstain from this one. This one is summer school. The administration asked the board to approve the summer school certified staff, Miss Madison Daniels.
Motion to approve the certified staff list of Madison Daniels.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the certified staff list for summer school of Madison Daniels. Any discussion? Seeing that, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
How about any noes? And how about an abstention?
Abstain.
Okay, there we go. The next list is the summer school non-certified staff list.
Yes, the administration asked the board to approve the summer school non-certified staff list as presented.
Motion to approve the summer school non-certified staff list as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the summer school non-certified staff list A as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Passes. Next is the summer school non-certified list B.
Yes, this one, the administration asked the board to approve the summer school non-certified list for Miss Amber Larkey.
Motion to approve the summer school non-certified for Amber Larkey.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the summer school non-certified list for Amber Larkey. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And how about an abstention?
Abstain.
All righty. Horizontal advancements.
Yes, the administration asked the board to approve the following horizontal advancements as presented.
Motion to approve the horizontal advancements as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the horizontal advancements as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. Miscellaneous board member recognition. Dr. Underwood?
See if my technology will work here. So as before, we have another recognition for another higher degree amongst us. Just want to congratulate Miss Mary Cummings. Mary, we received our certificate from MSBA for her distinguished board member
Well, you know that.
certification, official April 15th. So I think, Mr. President, we need another picture with you and Miss Cummings.
Come on down.
And, but wait, there's more. You also receive a lapel pin.
Now I have four.
Get another one.
If you need that one, I have another.
Yeah. And the thing is,
Shoot.
they haven't notified me that I completed the work to get that. I
Well,
didn't have it.
this is your notification.
This is your notification.
I had no
We're
idea.
making a big
Congratulations, you've
to-do
been
about
notified.
Golly, we surprised her then. Is it hot in here or is it just me?
It's pretty warm.
What?
It's probably what it is. Probably going through a sweat.
Got a
Need more
winter
of it.
coat on, so she don't count.
I should have stuck one in my pocket. Congratulations. Will we re-celebrate this in June?
Yes.
Okay.
You get
I want a car. I don't want a plaque.
I know.
Well, congratulations. I know that's a lot of work. So way to go. Way to represent us. Committee updates. Let's start with the foundation.
Oh, okay. Well, this leads us right into the first perfect thing. I have a certificate of recognition presented to Karen Fletcher in recognition of outstanding service as a Board of Trustees member for the foundation. And with that, I also have a card. So. And then I need to, I guess, report what we've been doing without Karen. No. And I've got that right here in my notes. Hold on. we had the visits to the schools this week for the grants, and several of you were in that. And Wilkins STEAM Academy got 2 grants. The BHS got a grant, Gladden got 2 grants, and BMS got a grant for a total of $12,317 in grants this time. Let's see. Major Saver earnings checks went to the district. The foundation got $17,178.75. It's quite the poker hand. Half of that goes directly back to the schools. So of that, Kentucky Trail got 1,278, STEAM got 3,010, Mill Creek 680, Cambridge 1,936, Gladden 1,042, and Grace 613. So it got distributed nicely. They did the staff appreciation last week with a pouch, which I think it fell out of my bag, that had gift cards and things in a little pouch. So they partnered with the Teacher and Support Staff of the Year, and those of you who went to the recognition saw that they awarded those. Alumni Committee is working on fun activities, Carrie Nation Days. So I have these flyers, you can take one. On the 30th, the first night of, or 31st, I guess, you can purchase for $20 to be at the tent, and that the $20 includes 2 beverages, appetizers, the desserts, and front row seating for the band. That's an 80s, 90s cover band, and they actually look like Kiss and Def Leppard and all those. So anyway, we're still looking for sponsors. Tomorrow is You Matter Belton Day, and we'll be handing out wristbands at the high school and the middle school. So Dave looked it up. Most of the slots have been filled, but we never tell anybody no if you just show up at either one of those buildings. And we have lots of stories and thank yous on the BEF dashboard. So if you would like to check those out, feel free. So that's it.
Very good. Thank you. Belton Cares.
That's me. So After Grad was a really big hit. They had over 229 kids attend. Let's say they were slightly short-staffed of volunteers. So next year we really could use some additional volunteers. They gave out over 150 prizes to the kids that attended. Great activities. They are going to be changing the time next year to 10:30 to 2:30 a.m. to make it a little bit more inclusive. They had kids hanging out, waiting for the doors to open and stuff. So those are the changes for next year. They are taking signups for the Troy Shaw Golf Tournament. So if you would like to sign up as an individual golfer, a team, or even sponsor that fundraiser, that would be fantastic. Also tomorrow morning, many of you have also signed up for this. In conjunction with You Matter, we are going to be handing out some bracelets to the students at multiple buildings. If you would like to be able to help with that, start time, I believe, is 7 a.m. That's the earliest slot.
Middle school, 7:10.
Yep, 7:10 at the high school. And we just get to stand out there and greet the kids and hand them a bracelet and kickstart their day with our faces and smiles. And that's all I got.
Perfect. Thank you. MSBA, anything?
Not really, not since the last meeting we had, unless you know things from your Region 4 meeting.
No, no changes other than, I think I told everybody we walked the Weston, and that's where the annual conference will be. And I think it'll be a little nicer there. Depending upon which hotel you're in, might be a little more walking, but it's also all covered. So you'll be able to stay inside the whole time. So updates will come on that as they go. And now when I think we're there, this is the first year there. So that annual will be there for 3. And then they'll figure out what they're going to do after that. So anyways. All right. Any committees, city, did we go to anything? Or are we good?
Nothing with the city.
Okay. All righty. Some miscellaneous states, but before we get started, I would like to commend Torrance at the high school. That was a great graduation. I think all of us thought it went well. I thought it was great that we had the district leadership team on the stage with us. That was a nice change, and I would think that it was. I was really thoughtful of it, and it was quick, as quick as a graduation can be. So, anyone else have any thoughts on graduation? Okay, it's a good event. So, commend him on that. So, some miscellaneous dates here. May 17th is the BMS Spring Play at 6:30. May 21st is the BMS Pop Concert at 7 p.m. May 24th is the last day of school for early release. June 3rd is the first day of summer school. June 6th is the DARE Golf Tournament. And that's also the night of the Board of Education meeting that we moved so that I could go out of town, and I appreciate that from all of you. What's not on here is tomorrow night. Anybody would like to come by? I am cooking hot dogs starting about 3:30 at Grace. It's an annual event. I always enjoy spending time on the grill with the staff and serving hot dogs. So that's always a good time. So anybody would like to come by Grace for the carnival? Yes, ma'am. You're up.
We are also missing Jelvis is back in town tomorrow night. It is the Theater Booster fundraiser. You are not going to want to miss it. We have kicked it up a notch this year. I'd actually say 5 notches. Lights and sounds are on point. KCTV5 has featured Tyler Fulton, did a really nice interview on a whim, and really did a great job of promoting the show. The kids we've got horns, we've got backup singers, we've got new moves this year. It's really going to be a good time. And again, all proceeds are going to go directly towards the Theater Booster for the kids' productions and additional needs, scholarships. They do a lot for the kids. We feed the kids a lot too. So long days in the theater department. So come on out. If you're not an Elvis fan, you might be one after tomorrow.
It's like a simple $5 at the door. It's quite a bargain for evening entertainment.
I have a hard time with those because I've seen the real guy in 3 times. So that, yeah, I know. I'm old. I get it. Yeah, I get it. None of them. They don't even know who that is. Any other miscellaneous dates that the chair missed?
Yep.
We do have our food trucks that will be for our staff the second half of that May 24th day. If anyone wants to come out and celebrate and have a what? Burger, taco, grilled cheese, and ice cream.
Mhm.
All right.
I have a date,
Go ahead.
not personally, but the 23rd, next Thursday, is QPR training, which is question, persuade, refer for help and intervention with people that are in crisis. It will be at the Curriculum Center from 5 to 6:30. We are providing food, but I don't know what yet. But there'll be food, and it's going to be a real good training, and we would like for people to come. And it's part of our initiative for things we're doing for Mental Health Awareness Month. And Karen is sporting green today. So tomorrow is Green Day. And then wear your pins.
I believe this is the first time in 10 years that I haven't worn purple.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Well, I just put my green right there. But
Okay. All righty. Any other dates that we missed? Chair will accept a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. Any discussion? Seeing none. Norm,
Yes.
Teresa,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Jim.
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thanks, folks.
Teresa, stop.